Hey, good day. Welcome to yet another Time Warp stream where what is English? Where we talk all things time warping, time-lapse photography, video, cool things to do with manipulating the temporal spectrum, I guess. Is that a thing? Is that a thing we can say? I did not have a lot of time to prep today, so I don't know if my settings are good. I don't know if I'm looking good or sounding good. I mean, I know I'm looking good because I got a haircut. I lost all my hair. Got a beard trim and a haircut. And I'm plugging my merch, so you get that. So yeah, just quick as per usual. Am I sounding all right? Let me know in the chat. Hello Rico. Hello Chopper. Rico, early stream this time. Yes, I want to be able to target my Australian family, my Australian friends, and other time zones as well. So I'm going to try and switch up the streams, which I guess isn't great for consistency. Haircut looks fresh, but that's what happens when you have a global audience, I guess, which pretty much everyone has because audiences are global. But I think, yeah, we'll try and switch it up. What's on my list? I've got quite a few things on my list today, but I will not be streaming too long today. I've got work to do. I've been going through a really shitty time lately. If you've been following me on the socials, I feel like every last couple of streams I've said the same things. It's not been in a great mental and physical state, a lot of pain. So I won't be streaming for too long, but we'll probably be streaming for an hour to 2 hours or something like that. Got the new cloud in the back. I don't know if we had that last time. Got a nice little 8-pound cloud thingy, which is fun. And today I want to talk about the Google Earth time-lapse video that I've been sent a couple of times. I've got some other time-lapse videos to review. Got tons of content on my end to review. We're going to be doing a hat giveaway. Someone's going to win a hat, just like last time. We gave away some software, TLDF, time-lapse editing software, which is fun. Looking at some cool sunset photos. So last night we had an absolutely banging sunset. And I just want to have a look at some of the pics because I was shooting clouds. I'll give you a quick preview. And I hope my buttons work and everything. It's been tricky. There's some very nice colors in here. And we'll be looking at some of that. Hopefully I won't forget to switch camera angles as I usually do. Hey Matt, how are you, mate? Hey Ref. So yeah, we're just gonna do the usual, but not too long. Enrico, to answer your earlier question, it is after 12. It's always after 12 somewhere. So yes, you may crack a beer. I will crack a beer later as well, which is gonna hit me like a brick because I haven't had any food. I've had one small apple earlier. Speaking of apples, I am wearing the coolest t-shirt I own. Cooler than my own merch. Look at that. Bad apple. I think I put this on stream last time. But yeah, it's made by Furry Little Peach, my friend Sean from Sydney. Lovely. Ooh, that's too high. Also the back. We'll show the back later. When I get really hot from streaming, I'll take off the old flanny. G'day, East Coast. Waddle. Ayo, Kristen. How are you? Nice to see some good names in the chat. So, oh yeah, I also want to talk about the EOS R3. The new Canon announcement about a new camera. What else is on my list? Promote the newsletter. I want to promote my newsletter because I think it's a fantastic newsletter. You can win £600 worth of Adobe software next week. Well, this week actually, but I'll send a reminder soon. And then we're going to do a live editing session as well because I don't have too much other stuff. But I do want to just kind of play around in LR time-lapse today. That's good. So yeah, we'll be doing quite a lot. I feel like I've only just woken up. Haven't been sleeping well lately because of my back, which I might give an update on later as well. But yeah, let's see. What are we beginning with? I guess we can review this week's time-lapse footage, right? Which is always fun. So if I go, screen. There we go. I want to have a look at the week's clips, which is in this folder here. And maybe we can start off with today's clouds, because today's clouds are just chef's kiss, and then we can go back in time. As per usual, I set up a GoPro. I set up a camera for every sunrise, pretty much. But today's sunrise was shit. There was no clouds, so it's just boring. So I deleted the footage, which is pretty rare for me to delete footage. But then clouds came in, and I wish we had these clouds at sunrise. But we don't. This is shot on the GoPro Hero 9, as per usual. Got this little magnetic mount, and I charge it through this door that we talked about last time. Peter Jobson in the house, everyone. Everybody claps in the chat for Peter for landing something cool. I won't talk about it because it's up to him to say that, but claps in the chat. And I think if you remember, you have access to the very special Cloud Claps. Boom. There we have it. How do I close this? Oh god, I'm so bad at it. How do I hate this thing? Okay, collapse in the chat. Okay, so time-lapse footage. Today's clouds are freaking perfect. My favorite kind of cloud. I actually don't know what they're called, but look at that. This is just from the last hour. GoPro shot, 2-second interval, white fluffy clouds. A little bit of a what do you call it? A lens flare, I guess. But just look at the bubbling motion and the almost static formation of these clouds. Yeah, these clouds don't stick around. I think maybe they need like the heat of the sun to generate, to like vaporize or whatever the moisture that's in the air or whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to do like an atmospheric degree. But look at them. They're just so pretty. I love them so much. So settings for this, as I said, GoPro time-lapse video 4K 16:9 aspect ratio, 2-second interval, medium sharpness on the GoPro Hero 9. Because if you do low sharpness, it's a bit too soft. If you do high sharpness, it's too sharp. ISO min max at 100. Nui, g'day. Hello, Mike as well. Stephen. Lovely, lovely familiar names. But yeah, I mean, I can look at these all day long. And if you look here on the right, the way they just kind of like bubble up, they kind of like bubble in place. If there was less wind, I wonder if they'd still be around. I wonder if wind's got anything to do with it. But yeah, these are, for many people, I suspect, their favorite type of cloud because they're so photogenic and you can really make them pop with a polarizer. If you, depending on your angle, obviously, with a circular polarizer, they can really stand out because you'll cut through the haze. Like if you look here in like the lower right quadrant, they're not as contrasty. Right in the middle, they're quite contrasty. I want to get a polarizer for my GoPro, and I just got an email this morning from a brand called Sandmark, whose previous email I ignored, and then they're like, hey, did you get our previous email? And I checked their website, and they actually make polarizers for GoPros, so I want to check that out. Maybe they'll make these kinds of clips even better. But yeah, just beautiful cloud. I love how they form out of nowhere. Like, look here, top right corner, this bit here is just generating in thin air. And I wonder if that's, I mean, if you look at all these clouds, is it just air rising and then it hits a certain point in the atmosphere where the state of the gas changes? Because it's water vapor, right? So is it moist air rising and then the temperature chills because it's colder up there and then it condensates into a cloud? Is that how clouds work? I should really know this. Liverpool. Hello, Paul. Happy Friday, David Yateman. David, you sent me, I think you sent me the Google Earth video as well. Tom last sent it as well, so we'll be talking about that in a bit. But yeah, we're just frothing on today's lapses. I should reset up this time lapse right now and just let it run for hours because this could be a nice loop, and then I'll have a 2-hour-long video on YouTube. Pretty clouds over London. Anyways, that's that clip. Love the GoPro, so that's something I want to do for every stream, is like talk about the clouds. Right now, as we're streaming, that is happening outside. Yeah, something to do with the dew point, or like similarities to the dew point. This is half of last night's sunset, and this is the sunset I want to edit later. Shot it on the Lumix S5 with a 1635 lens. Great conditions, great low to mid cloud, a lot of color in them. I started this sunset at a 15-second interval. Now, if you shoot in time-lapse mode on the Lumix, and you want to change your interval, because I was like, oh my god, the whole sky's going to be on fire, which it was, as you'll see in a second. My buttons don't work anymore to trigger, that's annoying. If you're shooting a sunset at 15-second interval, the color in the sky is just going to like go past. Ideally, you have like a 2 or 3 second interval to get that nice slow movement. So I went for a 5-second interval. But what happens then is, if you change that interval as you're shooting, because I'm shooting on the internal time-lapse mode and not with an external remote, your sequence gets cut up in two. So you can only render one of them and then the second one. And this is the second half of the sunset that I rendered. But let's just have a look at it because it's darn pretty. Still a bit fast at a 5-second interval. We might be able to slow it down a bit, but just lovely. Just absolutely lovely. And also this once again, very interesting light pillar above the sun, which isn't a lens flare because the sun's not in screen now. And as I was shooting it, I actually haven't looked at this footage yet. But I was like, is this rain coming down? Because I got some stills from it as well. I was like, is it rain coming down? That's just getting illuminated in this little strip. But it's not, because that rain would have moved. Can you see that? Can you see what I'm talking about there in the middle? Very interesting. We talked about this on the previous stream as well. Sun pillars at sunset in the daytime, not in like a crazy location on the planet, just in London. Got to do some more research. But yeah, at first I thought it was lens flare. But I don't think it is now, because as you'll see, it showed up on my stills camera as well. So this is what, whoa, that's a lot, isn't it? Zoom out a bit. That's still too much. 100. This bit here in the middle, you could say that's a lens flare because the sun is still in the frame. But when the sun disappeared behind the building, might be visible in here. Yeah, you still have this faint pillar of light above the sun. Hey, Len, how are you? Hey, Itchban, what up, dude? Mike, ooh, I missed the chat. I'll catch up with the chat in a bit. Just want to keep talking about this light pillar because I don't know what that is. The reason I shot so many stills, which I don't usually do, so I'm not sure if it's visible. Yeah, so I've got my offload folder. Actually, haven't organized these yet. This is offload 3 from last night where I shot about 900 photos. A, B, and C, shot with 3 cameras. A camera was the 6D Mark II, trusty bar with the 7200 lens, which has started making a really odd noise if I activate the stabilizer. No, it's actually fine now. It was like, I think maybe needs a bit of a lubricant in there. But yeah, I just wanted to make a series of photos with these clouds and use my presets on them to make them pop. And like we had these really lovely little splashes of, it's looking different on both screens, so I'm not sure if it's translating properly, but as these lovely splashes of color in these isolated clouds. So I try to find some nice framing, I guess, which was tricky. God, what happened there? Let's just crank it. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I just wanted to make some imagery like that. I just want to see what that looks like on YouTube right now, because the way colors work from what I'm looking at on my screen versus what's going through the image processing in OBS, and then eventually what ends up on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Anyways, this kind of stuff I wanted to, wrong button. I wanted to, what is that? To shoot last night. Why is it so noisy? I mean, I know it's a RAW file, but surely there should be more noise suppression on that. Anyways, that's an image we can work on in a bit. Whoa, my computer's locking up. Why? Great time to catch up with the chat. Got some red badges. If you want a cool badge next to your name, click the angles. Click the join button. Freaking, it's somewhere. Starts at £1 a month. We're at 80 members now. 80 members, of which I get 70% of all proceedings. And you make the stream possible. Honestly, you make the whole channel possible. It's because of you that I keep going. I've posted an actual video. I've just been streaming because I don't have to edit that. And I just really enjoy the live engagement and the live chat. So if you want a cool badge, hit that join button. All right, so Mike Graberick, Liverpool will be time-lapsed. Stephen Lloyd, Mike, can you check my latest time-lapse video? I'm happy to review content later. I actually didn't do a call-out. Usually we review members' content on the stream, but I've just been a bit slack. So happy to review your content if you're happy to consider pushing that join button with your mouse click. That doesn't even make sense. I'm no beers in, and I'm already talking trash. But yeah, I'm happy to check it out for sure. So H-Band's been killing it on TikTok, I saw as well, on other platforms as per usual. Lareco, oh my god, so many great people in here. Berlin Laps, Pete Jobson, big fan of H-Band, that's lovely. Eva, hello, Belgium. Goeiedag, Vlaamse vrijdag, inderdaad. Ik zou daar meer moeten doen. David Yateman. Is Henry in the chat? Did I miss that? Ooh, my neighbor's playing music. That's loud. And Jordan, hello. And yes, we will be drinking some beers out of my Time Warper mug later, so that's fun. All right, chat is caught up. Let's have a look at some more of these images. Am I in the right screen? Okay. Also, just a quick plug. I know I've talked about them previously, officially launched my presets yet, but they're also LUTs now, so you'll be able to apply my time-lapse looks on your normal video as well. I'll do a dedicated video for that soon, but anyways, this on the right is the kind of stuff that I wanted to create out of yesterday's sunset because, as you can see, the colors were just ridiculous. Like, look at that. And then I think this is that sun pillar here at the bottom, if you can see that. Yeah, I have one reel that blew up, so I actually haven't done an update on how my reels have gone, and I'll turn on Keycaster so you can follow my keystrokes. So one reel, I was going to do the 100 reels, but then I hit a wall and I had to do a little social media break. But why isn't it working? One of the reels blew up massively. My most engaged piece of content ever. 26,000 likes, I think. And over 550,000 views on Instagram, which is crazy. Got like couple thousand followers from it. My first time growing on Instagram in so long. So that was pretty fun. Anyways, I'm copy pasting the settings from that one photo on this now because I want to see how it affects this image. And that's a bit much, isn't it? But it is cool. You know, I might do a series. I don't know. We'll see. Just before and after. You got to keep in mind what we're seeing on the left is a RAW file. They're always flat. That's what RAW files are. They just capture as much information as they can. And because of that, they never look like what it is like in real life. The one on the right is what it almost looked like in real life. Probably a bit heavy on the edit. Like I would just drop the contrast a little bit. That's more like it. Which video blew up? Funnily enough, and of course, you know, of course that's the case. I spend sometimes weeks or months working on stuff like the Cloud Palace videos, and then they get an average amount of views. And so much time, money, energy, and effort goes into them. And this reel that blew up was a video that I shot on my phone, which we'll also talk about later, that I shot on my phone of my freaking desk. It was a video of my desk setup that blew up. Not my work, not what I'm known for, not my skills, not my knowledge. A freaking video of my workstation blew up. But again, this shows me that people prefer... How do you look at it? It's a more broadly appealing thing. Like time-lapse photography, like not everyone loves time-lapse photography. That's fine, you know, it's a niche thingy. It's a bit arty, whatever. But I have another Instagram account, Matt Joe's BTS. And the reason that was so popular and actually outperforming my main account is because look at the world of photography. Everybody has their own niche that they're in, be it portrait, landscape, studio, strobe, macro, time-lapse, whatever, right? You're all in these little niches. But all those people love camera gear. So a gear account like that is easier to kind of blow up. Hello, my love.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much. I have fresh, healthy smoothie. Amelia's in the house. Amelia's been working like a maniac the last few weeks. Not healthy, but claps in the chat for Amelia.
Claps in the chat.
Yay! And yeah, HBand, the workstation is pretty mint. I'm pretty freaking stoked on it. Now that I have my final piece, sponsored by, well, it's not sponsored by, but I've got my new podcast arm now, finally, because I was using this janky thing, which has these springs. This is like 15 quid on Amazon, but this was horrible. It did the job, but this is the real deal. The only downside is, and this is no disrespect to Rode, but this arm isn't built for this mic. This is the NT USB Mini, and it's a bit... it's actually gotten better, but when I first installed it, it would just like flick up, like that, and hit me in the chin. ASMR. ASMR chin hits. But yeah, so that video blew up because, yeah, people, in the same vein that people like their own things, like seeing a cool desk setup is like something that a lot of people relate to, especially in a lockdown where we've done so much desk sitting and working from home. So yeah, it's a pretty mint setup. I'm super stoked with it. And I'm also super stoked with this arm. That's what I wanted to say earlier. Now that I have my final piece, this podcast arm, I can finally do like a studio tour. A proper overview of all the kit that's on my desk, all the hardware, which speakers, which monitor, which USB-C hub, Thunderbolt hub, which tripod for my camera, how the streaming setup works. Maybe that's 2 videos because the streaming setup is, you know, complicated. I've got my little trigger board here. I just dropped everything on my desk. I shouldn't have done that. Whoops. But yeah, I'm pumped on it. Oh, the chat's going off today. How fun. Desk lapses. Yeah, that's something I want to show as well because I've got a piece. There's the Keycaster. I've got a piece coming out with Adobe next week, and for that I made a time lapse of me at my desk, which is this one. Yeah, shot on the SERP. So that's just a lovely little loop that I then use to make a BTS. So I think that will be a next reel, and that might get featured on, because the Filmmakers account or Filmmakers World, whatever, they got in touch to feature it. So this is like, if I make this into a cool loop, I think that'll be fun. But yeah, that's my desk sitting down, which I don't often do because it kills my back. But yeah, that's pretty fun. God, I'm just, you know, you guys are too busy in the chat. I love it. So good. I saw that Rode released an app for the NT-USB Mini for podcasting. I might have to check that out. I almost featured it in my newsletter, but I was like, it's not relevant to what I do or what people sign up for. 10 bells. Gosh. Time-lapse traveler, hello. Yeah, Joe Allen's set up. So Joe Allen is streaming goals. We actually had a stream last week or 2 weeks ago. What was on his? And before we went live, we had a little chat about the setup and stuff. He's using the ATEM Mini Pro or Extreme, whatever, the Blackmagic setup as well. Just really cool stuff. But yeah, I'll watch his video to get some inspiration. But I'll never get his aesthetics. I'm a bit of a messy, fairly messy guy. Joe is like, clocked in. He's elite. Anywho's, what were we talking about? We've talked about today's clouds. Talked about last night's clouds. This plane almost hit this building. I'm kidding. That's a dumb joke. But yeah, I had that light pillar is what we were talking about. Also, I want to get that sitting on this photo just to see what it looks like. Boom. Heavy. Too much. Let's push those blacks up again. But that's kind of what it looked like in real life. And fuck, that doesn't translate at all. It's the way the encoding works for the video on OBS. It's annoying, but whatever. Yeah, lots of cool lapses that I've done over the last couple of weeks that we haven't, talked about. So, with that in mind, let's go and let's review some of them because I've been using some motion control setups. Haven't rendered all of them, but I've had this idea in my mind for years now: is to track with a TeleLens, track clouds as they do that blossoming, blooming. Hey, Jesper, how are you, mate? Tracking them across the sky, because obviously, like, you want to see the detail in the cloud. You want to see the detail in the cloud as it's blossoming, but blossoming, blooming, I never know how to call it, as they're erupting. But with a long lens, obviously the cloud moves out of frame, so you want to be able to track it, but that's tricky because you need the right conditions of the clouds moving by, because if they're not going straight by, then you need to have a variable speed in your motion control setup. So I've been experimenting a lot, and I've got a few clips that I can show you that show my experiments where I've got, like, I'm shooting at 50 mil, 70 mil, 150 mil on this little, it's actually underneath the cloud. It's the setup there, the SERP 1. I'm just mounting the cloud on there so you can see it in my little circle. Should move it actually. There we go, that's nicer. I want to get that cloud as a big neon wall behind me. I think that would be super awesome. Rico, briefly to answer your question, I don't update Adobe stuff when it comes out. I always wait because, yeah, sometimes it doesn't go smoothly. So I often wait till it's like there's a new version. So lesson learned, I guess. Don't update straight away. As with any software, phone software, computer software, I just wait to update till bugs are worked out. But to go back to these moving clouds and like motion control tracking clouds, this is the second half of Last Night's Sunset that I showed already. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What else we got? This is the other side of the sunset. Another little tip. If you're shooting sunset and it's going off in front of you where the sun's setting, also look behind you because that cool light that you're seeing is also shooting way past you. So check that out. That might be a really cool like time streaking, like fake long exposure image. And this looks so trippy as well. Behind like this shelf looking structure, you could see nothing. It was like it was a wall, but it wasn't rain because it didn't look like rain. So I don't know. The clouds yesterday, if you're in the UK or maybe around London, were pretty crazy. This is yesterday's sunrise, I believe, or 2 days ago. It's shot in a flat profile, so there's not a lot of color. And the reason I'm shooting a lot in flat profiles is so I have these videos and then I can edit them, can edit the raw files with my own presets. And I'll eventually make this video like, here's how you can get this look. Because the presets really do amplify the colors around golden hour, which is when I shoot most of my time lapses. And the presets are based on the colors of sunrise and sunset. So you have all these stages of color. That's how I've edited them. So you can, I think I've got some examples. This photo, for example, was edited using a preset. Maybe it's not the best one, but yeah, you can really like, yeah, I'm also seeing it pops on this screen. Maybe this one as an example. That was just a nice isolated bit of color right behind Canary Wharf. And I just like really wanted to make that into a, what do you call it, vaporwave style, like blue and pink-ish. Look pretty dope. So yeah, preset chat coming soon. Let me have a little smooth. ASMR smoothie. Nice. Rhode Island checking in. Hello, Edward. How are you? Entry-level motion for time-lapse depends on your budget. I like the SERP stuff. Cool company, cool people. Decent app, and it keeps, you know, they keep developing it and improving it, which is nice. What else we got? Some great rays. I mean, can you believe it? Let's talk about this. Let's unpack this. I've also got some really cool, and I know we talked about on the previous stream, but some really cool snow time lapses. And I think this was another day when is this? When did I make this? 11th of April. So what's that? 5 days ago? We still had snow falling in London. Thought I was losing my mind. I'm like, am I tripping? But you'll see, I think on the right in this image, I shot so many clips that day, and I haven't rendered them. Actually, this might all be snow coming out here. No, I don't think it is, because it's different clouds. But just great rays. A lot of moisture in the air, so you get these crepuscular rays, they're called. But I believe there was snow coming out of this cloud here. And I haven't edited them, so I can't show the previews yet. But there's been some really cool weather systems. That one's for Pete Jobson, who loves it when I say a cloud system. But yeah, look at this. Look, I mean, how cool is that? Like, this whole cloud just kind of disappears on the right here. This big boy is there, and then it drops a lot of its moisture, and it just evaporates, is what it feels like. Or it changes position. Also, really cool, Richie Anchor in the house as the newest member. Okay, collapse in the chat for Richie. Richie is literally one of my longest time supporters, and is also the legend that showed me Vegemite bagel crisps back in Australia, which I miss dearly. So Richie, love you, brother. Thanks for making the streams possible. Well, Itchban, a meteorology degree? I'm like, no. I mean, I can read clouds and I can know what they do and all that, but I don't know anything about them. But I do want to actually get a degree. So if anyone finds an online meteorology degree, I will probably do that. What was I talking about? The shadow in the moisture in the air from the cloud here. So this cloud is forming this shadow here that you can see move because of the movement of everything. I can just talk about this for hours, as you know. And then like wind, you see how there's this little strip of clouds here at the bottom, and they're moving quite fast compared to everything above us and in a different direction, right? And then you see the rain and the moisture coming out of this cloud, and then it gets picked up in that draft here and gets boosted to the left. See how that happened? Look at this area here. Lower cloud, different direction. Moisture comes out, gets sucked along, and then that's why you have this little almost crescent shape in that motion. Fuck, I love clouds. I'm going to make a bucket hat soon, by the way. That says I love clouds, or I like clouds. Vegemite, yum, yum, yum. Saiful, how are you, mate? Lovely seeing everyone in the chat. So that was a great clip from the 11th. What else we got? Ooh, this looks dramatic, doesn't it? And it is. And this is a good example of how everything, it's all a fluid. Like air acts like a fluid. Turbulence is all fluid, but it's a different state of matter, I guess. You know, gas, liquid. What's the other one? Hard? State of matter? Is that what... Oh, my English, my Dutch, I'm mixing it all up. But wow, what a clip. Lots to unpack here. Let's go back to the start. First of all this tumultuous, turbulent cloud movement. And just like, what is going on? Like, right in the middle of the screen here. That just looks so dramatic. Wow. Can I play this at half speed? Is that a thing we can do? Oh, playback speed. Ha! There he is. Someone has a stiffy for clouds. I have a stiffy for clouds, not just today, mate. I've got a stiffy for clouds every day. You can quote me on that. These are mostly shot on Lumixes and Canons. The dailies I often shoot on GoPro on the Hero 9. Like the clip. Ooh, look at that ray. The clip I showed earlier at the start of today's clouds was shot on GoPro. But yeah, Lumixes just have a really good time-lapse system built into them. And this was just a lovely sunset. And we'll talk about bands of clouds and light hitting them. So you see this gap. First of all, there's a lot of different motion here, right? Like you see these clouds in the top here are moving to the left. This here at the bottom is moving to the right and to us. And it's all kind of like drifting across like that. But then you keep this gap here on the right, which eventually the sun hits and then the sun shines through. Whereas we have early rays here shooting through a little bit. You see here we had some rays. Virtual Trips, hello. Guten Tag, happy Friday. But eventually the sun comes through here. We have some nice rays and it dips down. And then eventually some of those rays shoot through. Which gap would it be? This gap here even shoots past this cloud here and hits this cloud here. Look at those rays. It's actually from this gap that it's coming. So that's good. I mean, I'm going to make that into a reel and be like, have you ever really looked at clouds and light and how they interact? It's like the bat signal, but it's for me. It's the sun shining through the clouds. And it's like, Matt, look at this. And then I get to share it with you all, which is just lovely. So we have this first batch of rays from this gap here, these kind of like competing cloud systems. And then we have more light coming through here, hitting this band of cloud here. And then it happens again on this bit here because there's that gap. And it just illuminates this. It really shows the levels of cloud there are that you might not notice otherwise. Because if the light's not hitting this lower patch, you wouldn't see it. You can't even make that out. It is cloudy almost every day here. That's true. But yeah, how nice is that illumination? And like broad rays, almost like a brush stroke. Very cool. You see the edges of these higher clouds getting lit. Obviously, we have a blocked horizon, so we're not seeing much. But here at the edge, that's all getting lit up. We see a white balance change, I think, from the camera. And then, yeah, we go into night, which is fine. Oh, also, this is a virtual flag at half-mast because Prince Philip died, which we thought was funny. Obviously not him dying, but this low pixel LED panel doing a virtual flag at half-mast we thought was funny. This is me at my office setting up that shot that I showed you earlier for the Premiere or for the Adobe thing. Shot on the GoPro, and then I forgot it was on, and then I just got on the beers because I was working late at night. Beers, one beer. It's about time, isn't it? I'll go crack one soon. When I move back to a Sydney laneway, I don't know what I'll do. That's the thing. If I ever move back to Sydney, it's going to have to be a view, and that's even more crazy expensive than here. So I don't know what's going to happen then. I'll have to remotely install a permanent time-lapse setup and then download them or something. I don't know. Let's catch up on the chat real quick. Malaysia, hello. Dylan, this is all shot as time-lapse photos, so they're all raw photos, but I often render them for the stream as low resolution preview so we can look at them. The original file size of these videos is 6K, 6,000 pixels wide. That's a bit too heavy to display. I mean, it's not too heavy. I can do it. Let me just have a quick look at some recent renders, like this one from, when did I shoot it? On the 14th. So this is a 6K file. Yeah, resolution 6,000 by 4,000. And it's got top in the name. So it means it's a good one. That's my new naming scheme for keepers, because I'm shooting so much content in this flat. in the Cloud Palace that I need to differentiate between like good meh sequences, which are still stunning, and the top ones, and then I'll just keep working with the top ones. So fast interval here. Oh yeah, this is, I shot it at a 5-second interval, but to have a quick preview for the render, I sped it up by factor 5, so it's 5 times too fast. But I was like, look, we have lots of nice clouds. My preferred clouds, just blue sky, patchy, fluffy white ones, and a clear horizon. So I was like, if these clouds stick around and we get another one of these structures hitting us right around sunset, that'll all light up like crazy. And so let's have a look at what did that reset? That's annoying. Oop. And I was like, oh, it looks like it's clearing up right before sunset, which was a shame. But then this system came by and my day was made. Because that's just freaking stunning. So let's have a quick look in Lightroom at what that looked like. What was it? The 414. Oh no, it's on my internal drive, I think. This one. 600 images for that sunset. Edit it with one of my presets. Yeah, look at that. Just absolutely stunning. That's the raw file on the left. Which, I mean, if a raw file looks great, then you can make it look really, really good. So, yeah, the real playback speed of this is a bit nicer, a bit slower. And then I wanted to make, again, like a time blend is what I was trying to figure out earlier, that word, where it streaks across and it looks like it's like painted with a brush. This is going to be a really nice sequence to play with. Could even be a good time slice. We can make a time slice in a bit. Make an Airbnb for time lapsers who visit London. Could pitch a little tent on the roof. I'll try and do a live stream from the roof one day, which is one floor below, but has a different view. Hey, London Viewpoints in the chat. Dylan Kennedy, Lumix cameras are ideal for time-lapse video. Yo, Jaden's laptop. How are you? Back to the other clips. I'll show you some more renders. So these are, that's nice, isn't it? This is a big boy cloud, which topped out at the top. So the top level that clouds can reach is, it's either 7 or 14 kilometers. I want to say 14. And when it hits that, the cloud actually physically, because of physics, can't grow anymore. So it kind of tops out. Depending on the turbulence and the energy in the system, it'll keep growing and it turns into an anvil shape. But this, there's rain coming out. There's a cloud popping up on the left here, kind of still growing. There's a bit more high altitude here. And then it got noisy. This was shot on the 6D, I think. Bit of an older camera, but just like lovely structure, lovely colors. It's harder to play this back because it's 6,000 images or 5,500 images. See you, David. Green, yeah, storm chasing in green clouds, definitely. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe a different kind of structure, because a lot of storms have hail or like hail forming. But yeah, I have found like a greenish tinge to shooting storms where like with a shelf cloud and it comes over and you're just like, that looks a bit off, doesn't it? Anyways, lovely structure, this one. Good example of like committing to one shot or breaking up a shot, because I was shooting another shot and I was like, oh, do I really want to break up that shot and shoot this cloud so I'll have two probably shitty sequences, or do I just get another camera? And I mean, I've got enough cameras, so I just set up another one for that bit. It's on the 13th, but I don't think I've rendered that one yet. East Sunset Top, I think I have actually. Nope. Yeah, this is from, so the shot you just saw is just to the left of this angle. Turbulent day, a lot of high peaking clouds, a lot of rain coming out. Stormy. Oh, this is before they installed that crane. So that's new. They installed a crane here. So my view of Canary Wharf's changed now. Which is a bit sad, but I mean, that's such a great run. It's playing back very choppily. Here comes the good stuff. So right around this time, oh my god, I'm really messing up my computer. I hope the stream is still good. Right around this moment in time, I was like, I'm gonna have to make a call. Keep the shot here because I could see just to the left, just behind my head on the stream, was this big cloud that I knew was gonna get colors because I could see the sunset, the horizon was clear, so all that color is gonna shoot through. But I think that camera was in charge of something. And so I decided to let this shot, keep it running, because I was like, you don't know what's going to happen with all this color. And I'm glad I let it run because we had this nice transition across that cloud structure. But then, yeah, just to the left was that other shot that I just showed you. So instead of cutting this one short and then getting the other one, I decided to get both. I still don't have a hard drive sponsor, by the way. RIP, my bank account. Bought another 10 terabyte hard drive. I filled up this one, 14 terabytes. Was this that sunset? No, this is from earlier. We've looked at this one, I'm pretty sure. It's flickering. I need to fix that. I'm not sure what I shot that on. But sheesh, how's that? Oh, my audio's out of sync. Yeah, I'm taxing my computer. Thanks for letting me know. Cloud Palace is 7 floors up. I can talk about this for a while as well. How the texture appears. Yeah, that's why I don't do too much on the 6K videos, because if I get out of sync, it's annoying. So let's keep it to the HD previews for now. Yeah, I've got a lot of footage to edit, but I've hidden. I'm still kind of struggling when I took a break from a month and a half ago. Just physically, I'm unwell. My back issues going on still, and that affects me mentally, and workload, and this and that. Okay, here are some cool clouds of another snowy day. I don't have these rendered, but this day had a lot of snow. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, edit them, post them." Hey, Brendan, how are you, mate? I featured you on the newsletter this week. I featured your Rumsdahl, what was it called? That we reviewed last Friday. This movement. Oh, can I show you? I don't think I've got these rendered. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do actually, but I haven't imported them yet. Ooh, these are fun. These are really fun. Maybe not that one. Some nice cloud movement crossing each other. Very good, very nice. Richie, we can get CBD. I actually take CBD, but I feel like it hasn't been doing much. So maybe it's the brand I'm taking. A lot of dodgy CBD products on the market, apparently. But a new shop opened that I went to recently on Monday, in between beers with Pete. Got a hair in my mouth. That's so annoying. But yeah, I'll go and source some better CBD stuff because I know it helps the body and the mind. And yeah, Richie, we'll talk about the R3 in a bit as well. It's on my list of subjects to chat about. So this sunset, I was like, yeah, it might be good. I didn't know how far this bottom weather system went back. So it stopped a lot of the very nice light hitting these higher clouds or lower clouds, depending on how you look at it. What I did like here is this interesting S-shaped shadow. I actually don't know what it is. Looks like a little vortex. Looks like there's rain coming out, but then God, and you know what the shitty thing is? I had a tighter shot of that, and I looked at it on camera, on the render that I made in camera, and I thought, nah, it's not as interesting as I thought. And I think I deleted the clip. So that's new. I've started deleting footage. Again, I just have so much hair in my mouth. I have so much footage that I can really pick and choose. If it's not at least a good shot, then it's going in the bin. Like this morning sunrise, boring. This is snow falling out, which acts way different than rain, obviously because it's different density. So see how it's more turbulent as it falls down? So yeah, we had some snow flutters this week. When was that? I don't even know. Where's the date? Is the date here? Am I blind? Doesn't matter. But yeah, cool snow cloud. A lot of stuff dropping down. This looks like another sunset. Yeah, kind of meh. Nothing too crazy here. Just want to also point out that like where the sun is setting. Remember when we tried to do the sunset live stream? That was when the sun was setting here behind the BT tower. And before that, it was going through these buildings. And before that, it was actually setting in the city. So that's already like such a huge change. Which will be captured on the solar can, which I was supposed to do this week, but I'll do it next week, I think. I'll make a video about my 4-month-long exposure. I think this is more snow. Not sure. Let's just let it play. Hello, Erin. How are you? And ZZ Photo. 90% of my work described with one word: brutal. Only 90? What do you say to the other 10? I'm kidding. Bit of a boring clip, this one. Not sure why I made that into a video. Again, nice potential. Like, you're like, oh no, it's going to be a crappy, boring sunset. But then we get like a couple of nice clouds drop by, and that's good. And I had this chat with Joe, I think, on Joe Allen's live stream. Oh no, wait, this is the sunset from earlier. Oh yeah, so this is the real-time speed of the 6K font that I showed you sped up. It's funny how I talked about the exact same thing, how a system of clouds comes by right around at the right time. This is the real speed, 25 frames per second, which is still pretty fast. But what I talked about with Joe is like, I often feel like, oh no, I shot it at the wrong speed or whatever, so the time-lapse is too fast or whatever. But then I still have all these stills, and these stills by themselves are fantastic, of cloud structures and this and that. So, but you know, that's kind of like, I'm always chasing perfection, like the ultimate, and that's not good because it makes you forget or not appreciate the beauty that you have in normal stills, whatever. And once again, I didn't render all of these yet, but I think... Oh, where are they? All my drives are getting full, so it's like spread out on my internal drive, a solid state, and then the 14 terabyte one. Hey, Martin. Yeah, there is a giveaway today. I'm giving away a hat in a bit. Martin won a TLDF software. This one. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago. Did I stream last? No, actually, I didn't stream last week because I had my MRI scan. Results of my MRI scan, by the way. I haven't posted it on Instagram or anything. Do you want to know why I've been in pain for the last 6.5 months? Looks like I've got 2 herniated discs in my lower back, which is fucking painful. But treatable, hopefully, without surgery. So we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, a lot of agony. And it's finally just really broken me mentally, which is kind of shit. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show earlier. So this is the raw file, and the preview is a flat profile to really emphasize what the what you can make it look like. So if you look what changed here, these are my time-lapse presets. This is the pack that I've been developing for the last, I don't know, couple of months, I guess. Keep tweaking it and changing it. So this is from Gunther Wegner, the developer of LR Timelapse. When you load your raw files into Lightroom, it goes with an Adobe color profile treatment, or like a color profile, I guess. So this is what I shot it with. This is what it looked like. Once again, the colors don't actually look good on stream. I now have a calibrated monitor thanks to Spider X. They sent me a little calibrator, which is lovely. So camera flat is the profile of the camera. When you load it in Lightroom and I don't tell it to change the things, it'll change it into Adobe color, I think, which looks like that. But if you tell Lightroom to change it to camera landscape, it looks a lot better. And then I've started working on that. So I'll like up my exposure a bit, go to my golden hour white balance, add low or medium contrast, emphasize the colors, which pretty much adds vibrance and saturation, sharpen and denoise. And then we have all these presets. So the first preset looks like that. The second one is, they're in double pack. So first and the second one is always based on the first one, but more intensely. And they're named after clouds, because I love clouds. And they just kind of play with the different colors of sunset and sunrise. God, this looks horrible on OBS. So you can push it quite extremely, and then there's some that are actually more meant for at night stuff. But yeah, just to show like the second look. On camera, on the preview screen, the one I saw on the left, I was like, oh, what a boring sunrise. But then you slap a bit of editing on there, and then you can make it look really good. So that's fun. That's coming soon. 10% amazing. Bonjour Bernard, comment ça va avec toi? Got a little bit of French in me still. My TLDF has been crashing, by the way. I've tried to add some photos to it, so I gotta maybe update it or whatever. Anywho's, what else? Do I have any other stuff? Yeah, so Samsung Australia, bless the team there. Thank you, Rosie. You're an absolute gem. Sent me the new phone. I've got some clips from that as well. So this is the S21 Ultra 5G. I know it came out ages ago, but it's just hard to source it here. I haven't been able to work with Samsung UK, but got the S29 now from Australia, and it's got a built-in time-lapse mode, even though it's called hyperlapse, which is a bit silly. But I've got some clips from that as well. So I've been testing, like, what are the best ways to shoot time lapses on this? And the cool thing is it now gives you access to the two lenses, the wide and the normal one, whereas before it was only the normal one. And now you can shoot in 4K or Ultra HD as well. Haven't actually properly looked at these. What I've noticed is one setting gives flickering if the light changes, but different speeds. And the other setting actually gives you more of a gradual sunset. This is now the third time we're looking at this sunset. But this is straight out of camera, out of my phone. I believe it's a 4K file at speed X15. So what res are we at? 3840, yeah, that's just 4K. What's the bitrate? Data size, do we get a bitrate? Data rate, 34 megabits a second. So, you know, it beats a lot of other cameras. And if you play it back in real time, I don't think there's much flickering. So it's pretty much got a built-in Holy Grail mode. Obviously, we're working on a very small sensor, so the way like highlights change, like this banding here is a bit off, but not horrible. Like this is so much better than even one generation phone ago. Bit noisy as well, but we might be able to work on that. But yeah, look, I wonder if I can underexpose it, because that's a pretty bright middle bit. That looks like the sun's there, but it's not. The sun is set over, otherwise we wouldn't have these colors. But like, that's pretty impressive. It's not doing long exposures just yet. It does have long exposures. I'm just looking at the cars there on the left. They're not trailing yet. But this also is shot on X15 speed, so then it uses different settings. So what does this clip tell me? And this is the first time I'm looking at any of the Samsung footage on the big screen, that it does a nearly flawless, grain of salt, Holy Grail at real time. However, if you speed it up, I believe we might, actually not even. I was expecting some flickering to occur that I've seen in previous clips where I shot in the wrong mode. Like maybe one of these clips. I think there's flickering there. No. One of them has it, but yeah, again, it's because I shot in the wrong mode. I think this is also that sunset. So let's just let that play. This is from yesterday, I think. I can see very faint exposure pumping. And here we have the scalpel, all of the lights going on. Ooh, bit of a focus jump there. But, again, without any fixing straight out of camera, fantastic. Keep an eye out on the scalpel building here. All those lights go on in a bit. I don't know why. Maybe they're doing a photo shoot or something. Or testing out their system. Boom. Wish I had my camera on that like when they did Broadgate. Or Bishopsgate. I always confuse the name of this building. Michael would know if he's still in the chat. What's the tallest one here in this cluster? Okay, so there's a small focus shift. Highly skilled time-lapse photographer. I mean, yes and no. Like, obviously, experience is good to have and knowledge. But this is, you know, turn it to hyperlapse mode, put it on the night mode, hit rec, and that's it. So, playing it at real-time speed, again, this is shot at x15, there doesn't seem to be any exposure flickering. But then when you play it fast, you can see there's a slight amount of flickering. And there's a couple of like focus. What is that? Focus or? Oh no, it's definitely focus because the lights go off. I mean, they go a bit blurry. So that's kind of like a focus hunting thing, which maybe has to do with the changing light. Anyways, I'll give them this feedback. Hopefully they take it on board. But they've been very good at developing their time-lapse stuff. For the S20, the night-lapse mode was already pretty darn great. So that's, I mean, that's very impressive. What else we got? Oh, yeah. So this is shot on the non-night mode, where you see the exposure pumping. But this is all snow coming out as well. This is one of those snow days. 22 Bishopsgate, that's the one. So yeah, clear flickering and that pumping as well. I wonder if we can lock focus somehow. That's a bit of an issue. It's challenging shooting straight in the sun as well. And here you see the flickering very clearly. And it's not doing long exposures. This footage is looking a bit grainy here on the lower right. And my system's struggling as well. What's this one? This is on the wide angle, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't fit this whole scene in. But yeah, just nice scenes. I like seeing those shadows move. That's cool. Bit of color here behind. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite weather systems that I've seen. It just looks like a shelf cloud, but it's moving in a weird way, and there is a bit of rain behind it, and that's getting lit up by the sun, I believe, here at the lower left. Just a lovely little structure. Looks like a mothership, like a UFO, a band of, rain or snow or whatever was in it, coming over Canary Wharf. Again, shot on a phone. Oh, and this is where that crane went up. Did you see that? So this is now the new view of Canary Wharf with this crane in the middle here. And they must do tests when they install a crane. They spin it around a couple times to see if it all looks good. And yeah, it looks good in time-lapse. Look at it spinning around. Yay! But also, yeah, so they must have installed it. Or maybe it's the angle that I'm looking at. But yeah, that looks like they lift it up a bit more. And then they just spin it around. Which got a lot of funny replies on my Instagram stories. But yeah, just look at the stuff that's coming out. This is like almost like a haboob, like a sandstorm. Love that word, haboob. Very cool sequence that I've got rendered in proper resolution as well, but I can't play that because of my computer. So here was my first experiment with the night mode hyperlapse, which didn't trigger unless the camera was dark or like the exposure was long. So I induced that night mode, but there's been a software update, which I think they've changed it since. So I put my hand in front of the lens so that the camera would be like, oh, it's dark. It boosts the exposure by doing half-second exposures, I think. And then you see it turn normal, but then it was still... There's a little bit of flickering here, which might be fixable with a plugin. But again, I'm shooting this on my phone. Like, that's pretty damn good. Flickering here, that was shot in normal mode. You can tell by the noise. A bit of snow falling here, actually. Some of the flecks you see here were snow. That was that weird snow day. See you, Michael. Have a great weekend. Your son is playing a tournament in Fortnite and is getting lag because of my stream. I apologize. Tell him I'm sorry. This is again a test of that feature with my hand in front where it slowly adjusts the exposure, but then it was still too bright. So it was doing the long exposures, but then too much light meant that if it's stuck on at least these half seconds, there's just too much light, so it was overexposed. So I do all these tests and all that stuff before I review something. So actually, no, like too many people just don't review stuff properly. I think this was after that cool structure. Yeah, it's a bit darker here. Bit of flickering, but I think fixable. And again, the flickering only shows up when I play it in real time. So they do a gradual transition in their exposure so that when it plays back at normal speed, the flickering is gradual. You can just kind of see it. It's not a single frame change. It's this little pulse, which might be trickier to fix. But that's good. Smooth. And like that card that just pulled out at the bottom there, was that long exposure trails here? That looks so smooth. That's really nice looking. I want to shoot some traffic with this, and it says, you get car trails. It's got it in the mode, so like on the screen. Like this is what you use to get car trails. So look, I mean, that's impressive, team. That's really impressive. What is this? Little handheld at the pool. Great clouds that day. Didn't stabilize as much as I hoped it would. Mounted on the balcony. Great clouds once again. I think I posted one of these on my story. This was on Monday, on the 12th, the first day that things were open again. So in this building here on the left, you have this club called the Ned. And I went for breakfast with a mate. And I arrived early, or he arrived late, or whatever. He had trouble on the tube, and I just set the phone down. This is normal time-lapse mode, full auto settings. I just wanted to see like how it would deal with people passing by, and does it change the exposure when elements enter the frame? What's the dynamic range like? It's pretty good. Like the sun comes in and hits the building. That was great. I think that was shot at 45 speed. I've got one more clip from there, I think. Not sure why they're all jumbled. A bit of lens flare here on the left. That's interesting. I don't know what this building is. Is that like a smokehouse where they smoke meat or whatever? But it's always on. Like it's always making this crazy amount of smoke. Happy Friday. Hey, Jesse, how are you? It's past 1. It's time I get a beer in a bit. Again, this slightly strange focus. Oh no, I think that's just me setting the camera down. And then I have found some strange jumps in stabilization, but maybe that was only in playback because it hasn't shown up now, which is interesting. This is one of the coolest looking spots in London, if you ask me. Like the cluster, all these new buildings behind all these old buildings. This was a strange transport. I was so like, are these full of money? Like there were sirens on, blasting past, like a convoy of heavy vehicles, like BMWs, and then these ones, and they looked heavy. Like they looked like they were loaded with gold. I was standing right next to them, so I could almost feel this weight of this convoy. No idea what's in it. If anyone knows, I'd love to find out. But yeah, they were boosting. But yeah, cool spot, right? This is the Bank of England here on the left. This is the old exchange, I think. And again, yeah, just on a little mount, put my phone on the wide on auto time lapse and let it run at speed. I want to say 15. I'm not 100% sure. I think this is speed X5 or something. It looks like it doesn't take any gaps between. It's just a very smooth, like look at these people walking. That looks funny. You can make a great tilt shift at this speed. If you have an elevated point of view and then make this Z-axis blur, that would be cool. So yeah, I'll be doing a review about the S21 Ultra soon and its time-lapse modes, and commend Samsung on their developments of the time-lapse mode, which they call hyperlapse mode, which isn't, it's not 100% correct. If you're wondering what the difference is between a time-lapse and a hyperlapse is a time-lapse on steroids. Time-lapse, camera is static or on a motion control rig. With a hyperlapse, you move the camera in between shots. But just because something's a moving time-lapse doesn't mean it's a hyperlapse. But I see the confusion. So sad plant on the balcony. Very nice, no flickering, good color. Very good, very nice. More snow at sunset, I think. Oh yeah, so I let this one go to darkness. This was also the 14th. So let's let that clip play. Wait. Is that 5 minutes long? Sheesh. That's a long clip. Must have pushed the wrong button. I think I shot it at X15. Jasmine, how are you? Hello, hello. Click the join button to get your badge. If you want a cool badge next to your name, you can click the join button. It costs $1 a month. It's not even like a quarter of a beer. I mean, it is really, but you know. Streams are made possible by the members and the patrons, and I love you all very much. And yeah, we can see, once again, the settings are changing because the light's dropping. That there is no flickering. Okay, this is a good one. So we can kind of guesstimate the exposure. I would say this is maybe just more than 1/10 of an exposure, knowing the speed of vehicles that fly past. That looks cool. That would eventually turn out to be longer. I wonder if there's more planes flying past. That's pretty cool. We can actually see a star. I assume it's a planet probably going down on the left here. Does not show up in my OBS, so I don't know if you can see it at all. But yeah, this went fully dark, and I think it's not using longer exposures because I was shooting on X15. Like, the speed of the cars are kind of the same. So it can't capture too much light. Jordan! Claps in the chat for Jordan, the latest member of the stream. Let me give you some cloud claps. Beautiful. You now also get early access to, like, whenever I start making videos again. Most of my videos and exclusive content and all my talks and stuff at events, you can watch those also. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Very much appreciated. The goal is to get to 100 members. We're at 82 now, I believe. So that is very much appreciated. Thank you for the support. Clap, clap, clap. Hey, Time Warp, how are you? John Ray. Hello. You just call me Paw? That's all right. I could be a Paw. If you're just tuning in now, we're reviewing some footage that I shot on my phone this week, which was sent to me by Samsung Australia, the S21 Ultra 5G. Beast of a phone. Very big, very large, but great camera capabilities. And this is a night shot. I will be doing much more testing with it before I make a video. But yeah, for now, very, very impressed. I'm going to finish this smoothie for a sec. And I'm going to replace that smoothie with something cold and bubbly. And I'll let you enjoy my little reel as I go and grab that. That's it. No more. Good reel. We're back. What else is on the agenda? First of all, trigger warning for people. I am about to crack this beer ASMR style. Skål, as we would say in Antwerp. It's still Vlaamse Vrijdag. Vlaams is my original language. I'm from Antwerp, so we have quite a dialect. Do I have any Dutchies in the chat? Any fellow Belgians? Thank you, much appreciate that. Maybe one day I'll do an entire stream in Het Vlaams, but you can't subtitle that, so I'd probably alienate a lot of you, which is not what I want. Hey, Peter Jan, alles goed? What's on the cards for today's stream? So we've already done quite a bit. We've reviewed the footage of the day. So today we're having some fantastic clouds in London, and I'll just pop that last GoPro up again, last GoPro shot. This is what we have today. My favorite kind of time-lapse cloud because it's just so pretty. I've twisted your arm. That's good. Peter, we deserve it. Celebratory beer for Pete Jobson, everyone. Good news. I want to have a look at, because I've been sent it by a few people, David Yateman and Tom Last as well, the Google Earth time-lapse video. I'm not sure what it is. I actually haven't looked at it properly, but I think they've got a time-lapse mode in Google Earth so you can explore their scans of the planet over time, which is something I've dreamt of doing forever. So maybe I can make some content around that. There is, we've already reviewed some other footage from this week and photos, and we talked a bit about my presets. What else are we talking about? I'd like to review more of the members' content. If members have new content, or maybe just people in the chat today can drop the recent work. We're going to give away a hat in a bit. I want to talk about the EOS R3, and that's pretty much it. I won't be streaming too long today. I'm probably going to end it within an hour or so. Skull, because I'm in a lot of pain. As I was last time. Now, when do brands care about you putting stuff on screen in videos? Bit of a, I don't have any agreements with brands at the moment about promoting stuff or whatever. If you're talking about is beer, brand safe or advertiser friendly, probably not, but it's my personal stream. So I know this isn't sponsored. If I was doing a stream, maybe that'll happen soon, sponsored by Adobe, I probably won't be cracking beers and, talking shit on stream too much. It'll be more, as I just said, advertiser friendly. But for now, it's the fucking Wild West, isn't it? Now, here's an example. So these are all pretty darn good sequences, these ones. And then we have the meh sequences, which is 18,000 photos of just a bit of still good sequences. There's still some real, actually, that's not a meh sequence at all. This is a banging sequence, if I'm not mistaken. It's all right. Oh, no, yeah, it's freaking great. Look at that sunrise. Why is that in the meh sequences? Got to fix that. Mark that red for red hot. Shit hot. Hey, Tim Batch, how are you, mate? See ya, Brendan. Good news all around. Just want to do another quick demo of one of the presets. And I'll just slap a look on there. Boom. Has anything changed? Oh yeah, there we go. That doesn't, again in OBS. I don't know what the stream looks like. Let me just pull up my YouTube. I can't see that at all. First Element Endurance, welcome to the internship of the Matt Joes channel. Claps in the chat. Or maybe beer mugs in the chat. Cheers to First Element Endurance. Thank you for supporting the streams and for helping me do this, entertain people. In case you're wondering what that's all about, if you click the join button, you get a badge next to your name. You get access to these fun emojis made by Chopper, my mate. So yeah, thank you so much. I think we're at 83 members now, which is great. The goal is to get to 100 members. I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe a big giveaway. Let's do that. Let's do a big giveaway when we're at 100 members. Maybe I'll give away a copy of LR Timelapse whenever we hit 100. But yeah, you also get early access to all of my content and my talks and stuff at conferences. That's all for the members. I'm still working on those playlists, but we'll get there eventually. Anyways, appreciate you. Van harte bedankt, as I would say in my Flemish language. And yeah, what else are we doing? I guess it's time to review that Google Earth video that people keep sending me. So yeah, I'm still in the UK. I'm in London. This is, I'm not sure if it's visible. Yeah, this is Canary Wharf here, and we have the City of London just to the right of this image. Pretty good time lapse. I'm actually gonna put it in the right folder. No, I'll keep it in there so I can edit it later. But yeah, still in London. Give away the new phone. No, I've only just started using it. I could give away maybe my old phone. No, I'm not doing that. Because I might be using that to do some other time-lapse related things with. Okay. What is up? Let me find what I'm looking for. What am I typing? Flemish Friday, inderdaad. Godverdomme. Godverdomme. Wait, I don't have I just open up YouTube and there's no freaking thumbnail on my stream. That's so annoying. I wonder if I can change that as we're streaming. Can I? If I drop off. Oh, it's an old thumbnail. If I now go here. Oh yeah, okay, so that's the new thumbnail. Took that today because I'm wearing these clothes, you can tell. Thumbnail on mobile, not on desktop. That's freaking annoying. I hope that's sorted now. Okay, that looks better. Always a problem with these streams. There's always something up. Anyways, let's find that video that I want to talk about. Worst backstretch ever. Yeah, you see how the algorithm is, what is this, fake cocaine? You see how the algorithm is tuned to my back? Also, these guys, if you don't know the Uninspired Unemployed, they're fucking hilarious. Google Earth time-lapse is what I've been sent by a few people. Marcel, guten Tag, vielen Dank. Thank you so much. I assume you're German or at least something on that because Schaufelberger sounds like that. What an absolute streak of internships we have going on. I'm going to keep going with the claps in the chat. C'est la vie. You get some mugs as well. You get a little special sun. You get a shaka. You get a camera. Boom, look at that. You get a lot. Thank you so much, Marcel, for joining us. Wait, so let me fill the screen here. The thumbnail sticks out, yeah. That's true. It's also annoying. Okay, so Google Earth has been uploading a couple videos 23 hours ago, 21 hours ago. Let me close that. Oh my god, we can do a whole stream just about this. How long are these videos? 3 minutes? Okay, cool. So let's just go on their channel and see what they've got. Time-lapse in Google Earth. But they dropped a trailer somewhere, I think, because I kept seeing it. I was sent it. Don't want to reveal my whole history. I mean, there's probably nothing in there. Exploring time-lapse in Google Earth. Okay, so that was... my history is just... it's just physio exercises for my back. Okay. This is on the Google channel, so not on the Google Earth channel. Let's have a look. I'm not sure how the audio is going to come through. Probably not really too important. I can live say what they're saying, unless the audio comes through. There's a place in the universe. Blah, blah, blah. Australia at the top. Beautiful. Clevedon, West Coast. Yeah, I want to travel in the UK so bad. Now that things are opening again, it's all happening. Does this audio come through if I turn it up?
We can see it differently.
Also, are we going to get depressed because of like the impact of humanity on the planet? Whoa. Massachusetts. I was like, that's dredging, but I think that's natural. This is obviously Dubai. The palm, there it is. Oh my god, that went up quick.
We can see the impact of the way we live.
Lakes drying up. Well done, humanity. You fucking dickheads. Oh, horrible. Look at that.
And see their consequences.
Greenland, that's where I want to go. Before it's green. Fort Bragg.
How we decide to
Hello,
treat it
Fort
today
Bragg.
will determine our future. What will you think? What will you do when you see our world?
Powerful tool, this.
Before your
Because
own
this is like a visualization. Fuck me, that's bad. A visualization, Jesus Christ, that is very impactful and very important. Cool. So I got to make a video about this because it's getting a lot of search. That's cool. All right. Now let's have a look at the other videos.
living.
Mumbai. What up? Oh, so this is the interface. Okay, let's explore that. Let's try this live. The voiceover is depressing. It's all a bit depressing, isn't it? I'm still reading this book. I'm almost to it. The Ends of the Earth, I think it's called The Ends of the Earth, and it talks about the 5 mass extinctions that we've had. Oh, we can go to my old home. Why does it open this in this area? Where is that? Noordwijk Binnen, Katwijk aan Zee, De Engel. I know these places. Zandvoort. There's a racetrack there. Shot a video there once. You'll see a lot of farmland in and around. What's going on here? Oh, it's doing it live. Shit. Pause. Fuck, that's cool. Okay, so pause. I want to navigate to my old home. No, let's just go Antwerp. Antwerp. All right, this is my hometown. This is my city. It autoplays. That's a bit annoying. Loading here. Lower left, 71%. 76. I wonder how this has changed. So the port of Antwerp is, I think, the 3rd biggest port in Europe. And you would have seen there's a lot of development there going on constantly. And I grew up... Let's pause this for a second. Oh, it's just off screen, I think. Oh, no. It's just on the edge of the screen. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a golf course here. And that... Yeah, Ertbrandfort. That's where I played around as a kid. It's an old fortress. Oh, yeah, Capellen. Yeah, I grew up right there. Until I was 23, and then I moved down under. Anyways, let's play. Let's see what's going on here. Probably not too much. Probably a little bit of deforestation in the old forests. A lot of farmland. A lot of this isn't aligned properly. And they did make a new super large dock, or whatever you call it. Yeah, I think they're building it here for like mega container ships. Somewhere, where is it? This one? I don't know. Like, these are enormous terminals for... Yeah, look, okay, so that's what I was talking about here on the left. This development of these docks here for the port are literally so big. Wow. It's like a mega project that you would see on Discovery Channel. So that's probably the most impactful thing that you can find in my hometown, is the development of this port terminal. That's crazy. Let's go look at Australia. John B. Slightly more zoom. Instawalk 2 days. Yeah, it's been a while, isn't it? Bit of a trip we're doing now. I've done that trip quite a lot. Couldn't do that now with my back. Oh, the most beautiful city in the world. Not kidding. Literally. Just look at that harbor. What would we see here? Maybe, yeah, whoa, holy shit. Development of the port of Sydney here, Botany Bay. Whoa, the development of the airport, of that runway. When was that? Early 2000s, late 90s. Look at that. Are you seeing that bottom here? It would be a lot of deforestation and a lot of just development as well. Any changes in like the coastal, like the beaches? Like, yeah, there's a bit of beach. Can I zoom in more? Because we haven't tried zooming in yet. It's a bit glitchy. Maybe their servers are like I can't, okay. The dragging doesn't work smoothly. And that resolution doesn't seem, unless it Still has to load. I guess the resolution from 1984. You are forgiven, Google. Didn't even know we had this kind of coverage then. The development of Sydney Airport. Or the further development, I guess. How cool. So my home in Sydney, my second home, where we have our flat, is here just to the left of Double Bay, this little area. Such a good spot. What else is noticeable? This would have been a major area of development here, just to the left of the city. Obviously, all of Barangaroo, they've reclaimed a lot of land. Can I zoom in? Let's pause it. It's really fairly glitchy. Oh my god! So this is a whole new style of content we can do. We can just do time lapses of members' areas and just talk about what's changed. How cool! Very, very cool. I wonder what the 3D button does. So yeah, this whole area has been reclaimed, and they've built a couple of big ass buildings in there. Facebook's got their office there. Google's got their office just to the left here. Resolution drops a bit. Whoa, look at the develop. Whoa, this racetrack here, horse racetrack, and these stadia, and then you'll see one of them get demolished, the top one, in a bit of a controversial move, and then getting redeveloped. Bondi Knight Junction would have boosted hard as well. That's fascinating. What a crazy tool. I wonder. All right, any suggestions? Anything you want to look at? Let's look at London, obviously. London. Homebush area, yeah. Giving me Sydney nostalgia. London, I want to see, before this auto plays again, which is annoying, I think we will see, where do you reckon the most impressive change would be? I think Canary Wharf. Because that was just docks and stuff, wasn't it? City of London itself as well. But most buildings, like residential, is quite old in London. Maybe we'll see some airport developments. That's Heathrow right on the left there, if I'm not mistaken. One of London's 7 airports. Tokyo, any other like big Asian hubs would be huge. Losing my mind at how glitchy this is to operate though. Stop playing. Stop. I want to zoom in just a wee bit. I want to drag this in the middle of the screen. Look at all these bridges. Look at all these chickens. We currently we are streaming live from, let's see, this area right here. Can you even see that? Mouse pointer. Hello. Badgerys Creek. Have they like dug everything up? Anyways, let's hit play on this one. Ooh, and then we'll check out featured locations. Hey Wasim, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. We talk all things time-lapse. It's a fun time. Developments in parks are cool as well, like Regent's Park and Hyde Park. RLC, is that the one that fully dried up? I think it was maybe featured in that video just now. Yeah, Canary Wharf popping off. Resolution's not ideal. You would expect more. Capturing London. I guess that's the O2 there. You could probably see the Emirates line being built. Like the skyline. Glass Beach, California. 100 plus years ago, they were dumping the garbage in the ocean on fire. What the fuck? Excuse me? I watched a video, let's pause it because it's so glitchy. Oh, who did it? It was a history of trash in New York and trash development. What do you call it? Like processing. And yeah, they used to just dump everything on barges and then go dump them in the river. Again, humanity. It's powerful. Good moves. All right. Ooh, don't want to do deforestation or glaciers. I wanted to see some infrastructure. Let's do some cool infrastructure. Yeah, RLC, that's the one I was thinking of. Oh, I've never seen this. Is this near Doha? I didn't follow when we were zooming in. Anyways, this will be crazy. I mean, anything in the Middle East will be mental to see develop. Is this playing or not? What do you need help with, Wasim? I can't do too much, but we can try in the chat maybe. And don't ask me for a camera. The whole reason I did that reel, and then I was like, no, you can't have one. I mean, I knew it was going to turn into people asking me for cameras anyway, even DMs. But you get blocked straight away if you ask me for a camera. Don't have time for that. Why isn't this playing? I'm going to reload. Maybe I should try doing this in Chrome. Where's my Chrome? Also going to close Lightroom because that's probably taking up a couple of resources. Ooh, Three Gorges Dam's a good one. Oh, a lot of works in Holland as well. Maybe the Delta works. Let's close that. You can go down. Maybe this works better. I can't believe how glitchy it is. I mean, what's my activity like? Again, the thing I'm streaming on isn't made for streaming, but it should still be better. It's a freaking 8-core i9 with 64 gigs of RAM. What do we got load-wise? That's fine. CPU's fine. Memory, haven't even touched it. Yeah, this seems to work a lot better already. That's a pretty cool development, damn. Wow. Sources of energy. Ooh, mines. It's all a bit depressing, really, these days. Where are we going? Where is that? Is that north? Oh my god. Coal mining. Wyoming. Ooh, 3D mode? Yeah, we're in 3D. That's crazy. Deforestation in Madagascar. I don't even want to go there. I've got a Malagasy friend who was actually in the chat earlier. Maybe still is, Larako. Oh my god. And he told me that, you know, Madagascar is known for their baobab trees, those big chunky boys with the tiny twigs at the top. I don't know what you call it, branches. It's like, yeah, they're, you know, they promote the country with that, but there's only a couple left, like in these patches, a couple of those patches of trees left. Whereas it used to be full, like they've just logged them all, and they've just logged. I mean, I don't think people were aware back in the day how easy it is to deforest the whole island, but like drive around Ireland or any of those places, and it's all like, wow, rolling hills, and then you're like, well, it all used to be forest, but we, you know, generations ago used that to build things, to create the life we have now. So yeah, I guess you win some, you lose some. Okay, close this view. I don't want coal mining shit. We can go back here. They need to smoothen this out. This isn't the smoothest experience for my stream. Is there anything cool we can see? Like a growth of coral reefs? No, you bleached them all. Urban expansion. Fragile beauty. Let's go fragile beauty. Is today the day we all cry together on stream? Okay, so this is cool. And before I hit play, it's something I've seen before, and I shared it. I was like, this is the coolest time lapse I've ever seen, and it's probably this exact spot. rivers meandering. Obviously, when a river takes a little turn, the outside of the bend gets more and more eroded until eventually you get these little pockets, and then the river changes, and that's what you see here. Years ago, I saw a time lapse of this. I assume it's this area, top down. I was like, this is the craziest time lapse I've ever seen. And when I got sent this platform this morning, I immediately was like, oh, that's going to be that, right? They've like lined everything up and given us an interface to work with it. So that's pretty much that. Now let's have a look, because this is pretty cool. This is a natural phenomenon. This has got nothing to do with humanity, unless they're messing with the water supplies, or damming stuff further downstream or upstream. That'll change things. But yeah, this is so cool. Oh, there's a bit of deforestation going on though. God. Kalgoorlie super pit. I've been there. I wonder if we can go there on this. Probably. It's the biggest gold mine in the world. It's one of the biggest open pit mines in the world. It's like 1.5 kilometers long, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's fucking massive. Anyways, the reason I bring that up earlier is because you can actually what is it? What am I doing? You can find here, if you know how to dig around in databases, I guess, you can scrape data from all these satellites and you can make your own time lapses. And I've downloaded. Do I still have it? I don't think so. I've downloaded a couple of files, but they're so big. My computer kept crashing anytime I hit render. You can get stationary satellite footage of planet Earth and then make time lapses of the publicly available data from these like Himawari satellites and all this other stuff. For the longest time, I had a desktop background that would do a live update every couple of minutes, every couple hours of like that satellite's view, which is a composite of all these other images, and it looks like a pulled back camera on Earth live. Fantastic. But so yeah, you can actually download I think it's the full disc ones, but I don't want infrared. I want visible spectrum, but this is west. We don't want west. Oh, which one was it? I've got it somewhere. But so yeah, pretty much what I did is I looked at this URL here at the top, and then I went and dug around in like other folders, and then there we go. You can download, these are the file sizes, I think in bits. So you can download, 5,000 wide. So if I just click that file and you zoom in, like that's 5,000 pixels wide. I then downloaded a scraper, which is pretty much a tool that you can put in data. It's like, I want you to download from this page all the JPEG files between these file sizes. So I didn't download the small ones. I only downloaded the big ones, and then I tried to render the big ones. These are smaller than what I downloaded then, because this is only 5,000 pixels. And then you have all this data, and then you can make a time lapse of this satellite. So you can make your own animation of a weather system depending on which satellite you go with. That's the one I was working with. Yeah, 10,000 pixels wide. So you download that as a zip file, which it didn't back then. This is like over a year ago. But yeah, 12 megabytes per image, which isn't crazy if you're working with RAW files. But the resolution you get from these is pretty darn crazy. And then I guess the timing on that, let's see, dates 5/17, 40 goes 17. I don't think there's a timing on that. Is there any extra EXIF data on here? Which would be weird because I don't think it's a normal camera. Color space uncalibrated, not a surprise there. GPS, that's cool. JFIF, never seen that before. TIFF. Artists. Cool. Copyright, freely distributable with attribution, full disk, red, visible spectrum. Why don't I have access to these things? Anyways, yeah, that's something fun you can play with if you ever want to work with some high-res files and create time lapses of satellite footage and GIFs and stuff. Because then what you can do is, oh no, it's still there. But I mean, you can also just play their animations. I think, yeah, if you hit the loop button, you get a loop, but it's low res. What is that? Anyways, not the point. yeah, quick little. I started making this whole video about it, and I was like, I don't know if I should publicize it too much, because then everyone's going to start downloading their high-res files and maybe clog up the servers and then lock it up for everyone else. But you get a little access to it. Reforestation in Norway, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I just want to have a quick look at the Kalgoorlie pit. See if that shows up. Very funny little town. So, welcome to the town. Can you guess where the gold mine is? You're kidding. How do I do time-lapse view? There's a lookout here, and then you look out over this whole thing, and it is fucked big. But this isn't... How do I get that interface I had earlier? Ooh, Whitsunday would be a good one. Actually, let's go there. It's less depressing than a gold mine. But I want the time-lapse view, though. Which one is that? Measure... Beep, beep, beep. Time lapse, Earth Engine, Google logo. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is different. Classic Google. Make a thing and then change it. Very pretty place, Whitsunday Islands. Near the Great Barrier Reef. This is Hill Inlet. This is some of the whitest sand in the world, and it's where they collected the sand to make the mirror for the Hubble telescope, space telescope. And as you can see, this is much smoother than earlier. This is much nicer. It's, you know, a naturally changing beach and system. It's a water system, Pete. Wonder if you can see any growth of plants and stuff. Like you can see dry years. Funny how they block out the clouds. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's a stunning, stunning place. It is absolutely surreal how beautiful it is. Wow. And I think it's got something to do with the geology of the place. It grinds up all the silica and then the turbulence in the water, or like a sort of, yeah, something like that. It brings it up and it constantly changes the layout of this little river stream, which is pretty cool. All right, I said I wanted to do a hat giveaway, so I'm going to give away a hat now. Let's close this. Let's play that GoPro clip again because I love it so much. Oops. Movies. Here. Playing that because it's long. It's nice. It's going to loop. So, as we did last time, Whitehaven Beach is the beach name, yeah. But Hill Inlet is the spot, I think. Is that inlet bit? Where's my pin? Anyways, I use this because it's easier to see. I'm going to write down a number between... How many viewers do we have right now? There's a separate time-lapse app. That makes sense. Okay, 30 viewers. So let's do a number between... don't start yet, right? 0 and 100. I'm going to write it down. And whoever gets it first wins the hat. I'll talk to you about how we do the... Whenever you win it, how I'll do it. But yeah, let me... so you can have multiple entries, but only one number per entry. So don't be like... Don't type in all the numbers and then hit enter in the chat. I did this on a whim last time and it went well, but I feel like it's going to go wrong now. Let me think of a number. Between 0, so including 0 and including 150. I'm going to write a number down. I'm going to put the paper away. I'm stressing out. I don't know why. No, don't start yet. I haven't written it down yet. So let me just think. I can't think of a number that's like not super obvious. Okay, I've got 1. Fuck it. I'll just go with that one. Okay. Paper goes here. And go. After Jordan Stanhope's Dean, between 0, including 0, and 150. Hey, Matt Kennelly, welcome to the internship. You can win a free hat between 0 and 150. And I gotta keep an eye out. What did I write down? And I'll call it when I see it. And then I need someone to verify it after for me. So I'm sure it's correct. Seen a couple of close ones. Oh, God. Yeah, Jasper has it. Jasper Nevelsik. Well done. Well bloody done. Does that show? 74. And I'm fairly certain Jasper was the first one to get it. We had Henry to do it last time, but I think they're here, so. You get a free hat! How good. I'll email you. I'll reply to your email from last time we spoke, which we still need to talk about, I believe. So, first of all, claps in the chat for Matthew Kennelly to join the channel. Absolute gem of a lad. He's been doing some great time slice photos, by the way, all around London. Great series. Claps in the chat for you, my sir. And also claps in the chat for Jasper, who guessed the number. And you get a free Time Warper hat. I love doing giveaways. It's so much fun. By the way, speaking of giveaways, and no one's disputing it, right? I'm pretty sure I got it, so that's good. What was I saying? Yes, giveaway. So I'm giving away a Adobe Creative Cloud membership on the newsletter still. If you're not part of the newsletter, freaking join it. I'll put it in the chat. /sign up. Yeah, 73. I saw 75 as well. 74 wasn't guessed. So, oops. Oh no, wrong. Oh no, the chat's going too quick now. Replace pin message. I hope I replaced it with the right one. That link should lead you to the newsletter sign-up page. I'm giving away a £600 Adobe Creative Cloud membership for a year. And all you got to do is like make sure you follow my Instagram, turn on post notifications, and visit my online store. That's pretty much it. Something like that. Nice, mate. Thanks, Matt. So, Jasper, congrats on the hat. Matt, thanks for joining. And all the other members, new members today. I think we're at 84, 85 now. It's fantastic. And make sure to sign up to my newsletter because £600 worth of software, fellas. It's not bad. And that's just one of many things we're giving away soon. What else is on the cards? I'm going to do another... I'm going to give away some hardware as well. I've got my old Slypod that I'm going to give away. It's like a prototype, so it's not fully great, but it's still good enough. So yeah. How good. We won't be on for too much longer. My back's really acting up. But let me check my list. Let me see if I have anything else to talk about. I think we do, actually. Come to think of it. The EOS R3. Canon. Let's go. Let me open up. Let me close some things. Oh, no, I don't want to close OBS. Are you sure you wish to exit? No, I'm not sure I wish to exit. Thick. That was a close one. R3. Oop. Kalgoorlie on the time lapse. We'll check that next time. Jasper, my Pleasure. I actually had a call with Adobe this morning, and they're like, "What?" Because I'm, part of the insider team. They're like, "What do you want to get out of us, our relationship?" And I'm like, "Look, I want you as a brand to support me, so that I can keep doing what I do. My 3 pillars are educate, inspire, and entertain. I'm pretty fucking entertaining, aren't I? But also, the general the recurring theme or whatever you call it is like I want to give back to my community, because I wouldn't be where I am now without you guys, without you people. So how can I give back? Well, obviously freely accessible content, educational knowledge, stuff like that you find on my channel, entertaining streams and this and that. But giveaways, man, if I can give people access to cool stuff like to software and great hats, nothing makes me happier. So I decided at the start of this year to just invest in my own community, and there's no like return. I'm not like expecting it to pay off in a way. If anything, it just brings us closer together, and that's nice because that's literally just what I want to do. So, you bought the time lapse guide? Nice. Wendy X giveaway. Jordan, I'll send you a surprise soon as well. That's something that happens. I've been slack on that. I've got to catch up on that, but I'll do it after the stream. So yeah. Marcel, is that a joke? Are you still posting numbers for the hat? Yeah, giveaways, lots of giveaways. The newsletter has a monthly giveaway, the streams, maybe a weekly giveaway. Like, I still have some TLDF, time-lapse deflicker codes to give away like we did last time. The merch, I don't know what it costs me, not a lot, but again, it's an investment in my community. So now let's chat briefly. I think that'll be the last subject. Let me just check what else. Yeah, I've hit all my talking points. So, Canon EOS R3, very highly anticipated Canon camera. They have announced the development of it, right? I think a lot of people were expecting mostly full screen that bad boy. I mean, that website's not made for a full 32-inch screen, but that's fine. Most websites aren't. Most of us were expecting an EOS R1, I guess, because that's kind of like the top of the line, like the 1DX series. But the R3 would be, from what I can tell, from what I've seen, a sports-centric camera, which makes sense with their announcements. I think they said the pillars are speed, reliability, and maybe it's in this article. I don't know. Something else. But it's very clearly aimed at the professional sports photographer. We don't have information yet on, it's getting bright in here. Sun's hitting the carpet. Why is it going back? No information on like pixels or anything like that, but it has something cool that we haven't seen in a Canon camera, or it was first put in a Canon camera in 1992, if I'm not mistaken, in the EOS 3. Oh no, I'm mixing things up. There was the Input AF 1990s. I'm pretty sure it was 1992. So in the viewfinder, there's a little thing that looks at your eye that knows where you're looking, and then it'll put the focus point where you're shooting to where your eye's looking, which is really freaking cool. And I actually can't believe they had that in 1992. I think I saw it on another website. Yeah, it's been 17 years. Wait, when was that? Probably mixing dates up. It doesn't matter. But that's freaking cool, and that's clearly, sports. So you don't have to like use your thumb or your finger to put in focus points. So yeah, the R3 will have a body that looks like this, which looks very similar to a 1DX body. Obviously, this is mirrorless. And exactly, Stephen, it is the Olympics camera. The Olympics are finally on, so this is what they'll be going for with the sports photographers. And then, it makes sense that they've got some cool lenses to go alongside that as well. So they've announced a new 100mm f2.8 RF macro lens. Why isn't this, none of this working? They've announced a 400mm, let's just go here on the Canon website, a 400mm lens and a 600mm lens. I'm not sure if it's an f4 and f5.6, but it's pretty dang cool. High performance, high speed, mirrorless pro camera. If that doesn't scream sports, then I don't know what does. It has... I wonder what this front port is. That looks... Could be a remote input, could be another high-speed transfer thing. These buttons are customizable. It's got the vertical grip as well, obviously, so all the thumb and index finger controls on the top are also on the side, so you can shoot in portrait. And exactly, Canon releases on a 4-year cycle, but it's been delayed now, obviously, because of obvious reasons. 1DX1, 1DX2, 1DX3 all released in years where there were Olympics, with their big focus on the R series cameras and the RF series lenses, which is the future because they're much faster, much higher quality, much better communication between the lens and the camera. It makes a lot of sense for this to be the Olympics camera. So exactly. I think this will be the absolute pinnacle of sports photography. Not only for sports, but also for a lot of other things, like the way they build their bodies, the weather sealing, the ergonomics, the reliability. Like, this is the camera you'll go to Antarctica with and have no issues shooting in very low temperatures, or like in the jungle rainforest. It will just be ridiculous. And then they've also got a new transfer app, mobile file transfer, obviously also aimed at fast communication, getting your stuff out there quickly, to make sure that if you're capturing events, you've got the shot of the Usain Bolt or whoever's running fast these days, hitting the finish line, that you can get that out there as fast as possible. And then just the lenses. These RF lenses are just fantastic, even though I've never really shot much with them. These are the new lenses, 100mm, 2.8, 600 f4. Wow. I thought it was 5.6 and a 400 2.8. So that's just ridiculous. All-time great glass. I'm still using, as I said earlier, my 7200 2.8 Mark II from years ago, which I bought. It'd be like 8 or 7 years ago now. It's still good as new, besides that little stabilization sound that pops up every now and then. Yeah, great stuff. This is your basic kit, 1535 2470, which is a freaking massive lens. The RF, and the 7200, which seems a bit smaller, a bit chunkier. So yeah, that's the R3 announcement. Does anyone here have any of the latest R cameras? Who's shooting on an R or a, what's it, RP? I know Pete Jobson's on the R. I'm pretty sure we got some RP people in here as well. I don't think there's prices out yet for these lenses, and I'm not sure if they are announced in development or out yet. Shh. Silence. Taking in photography, like they'll all get released, I want to say soonish, or maybe it's out already. Reviews. They have reviews live yet? No reviews. Oh, that's when you buy it here. Okay, so you can't buy it just yet, is what it seems like. We got an R, we got an R6. Richie, I still have my OG 5D3 as well. Beast of a camera. Shutter cable port on the front, yeah, exactly, same position. Also on the 6D. That's why I thought it's got that round bit, which features the N3 connection port for your triggers. It's very awkwardly placed on the 1DX Mark II that I'm filming on. It's pretty much on your grip. It's very annoying. I hate where they put it, but they changed that in the 1DX Mark III, luckily, probably after a lot of feedback from pros. And that's it, y'all. What are we at? 2 hours. Shortest stream in a while. Usually I do, we've somehow always hit 3.5 hours, but back's acting up as it has been for the last little while. Thank you so much. All the members, thank you for joining. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for making it possible. All the viewers, thanks for viewing. Thanks for hanging out in the comments. As I did a couple streams ago, everybody dropped their Instagram @ in the chat. I'll let it run for a bit. We'll have a little outro chat now. But yeah, drop your @ in the chat and we can connect and, find each other on Instagram and on social media. Jasper, I will actually, no, you DM me on Instagram about the hat. I'll get one your way shortly over the next couple of days. And yeah, let's all drop our Instagrams so we can hang out. The back is less painful now, but if you missed the thing, I have 2 herniated discs apparently, which is what's been bothering me for the last 6 months. So we're looking at treatment for that now. We finally know what's going on, so we can finally get into proper treatment. So, yeah, I've got an osteo appointment next week. I had acupuncture yesterday, and I'm doing Pilates very soon as well. So, we've got Rico Odish, Matt Kennelly. Go check out Matt's time slices. Thanks, Brendan. Time-lapse Traveler, Richie Grams, Stephen G. Lloyd, TD Photography, Ella Motion Photo, Jasper's Visuals. I love seeing all these familiar names because I know all your ats from Instagram, so that's good. 6D Mark II, still a great camera. I've got 2 of them. I will sell one though, probably. Like, it's getting a bit silly, as you can see on that last reel I posted, or the second last. D850, beast of a cam. C6, London Viewpoint has the C6 as well, I think. Any camera is better than the person using it these days. That's pretty true. Oh, you got the C70. That's nice. Yes, please. Time-lapse app on iOS. There's one that I mentioned in my ebook, but I forget the name. It's Skyflow or something. We can talk about it next time. I don't have an iOS device, so I don't have any iOS apps that I use often. I haven't really tried Nikon, TBH. Levi or Levi Jensen. Love it. Love to see everyone here. All right. Posting the end screen. Have a fucking great weekend, y'all. Look at my sweaty pits. Gonna love you and leave you. I'll hopefully see you next Friday. And yeah, I'll get to posting some of these sweet time lapses we saw on Instagram and TikTok very soon. Have a good one, y'all. See ya.